Hello and welcome to IT Security Labs. Today I'm excited to complete the Witch's Cauldron, which is a Halloween challenge from Tryhackme. We are supposed to be learning about encryption, so if you have not done any encryption work, this is a wonderful room to do so, and it's also very fun. So without wasting time, let's jump in. All right, so when you first go to Tryhackme, you see the room is here. It says, can you share Bob's secret recipe with Alex without Eve finding out? So we need to exchange a message using encryption without prying eyes. In this case, Eve, I think, is playing the role of the internet. So first, go to our first task. For the sake of our time, I will just say we need to jump in and see the site. I already read the story, obviously. So it says, welcome to the enchanting world of witches and wizards. In this mystical laboratory, you find yourself with a witch, Alice, who is trying to read our message, seeking an elusive secret potion recipe. Your trusted friend Bob has discovered the hidden elixir of wonders and is eager to share it with you. However, an unforeseen obstacle stands in the way. In this case, it's Eve, who is determined to steal it. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, I hear some audio. So for the sake of mine, I will lower it down, but it's kind of nice audio. Hey Alice, I have great news. Remember that secret potion recipe I was talking about? Finally, I managed to get my hands on it. Okay, so we need to exchange. So this is teaching us about key exchange, pretty much. Create a shared starting mixture for Alice and Bob using the two base ingredients. So we need to create a shared secret key. Okay, here's some tips. Click on the ingredient from the inventory to place it in the cauldron. Okay, get out of there. So here's the base ingredients, and here's Alice. Do we start with the base? I'm going to choose this one. And I need to hear it. Let me see. Okay, so I added one to Alice. Okay, maybe let's give Alice a second one. Okay, so Alice now has Divisor Dust and Primordial Fang. Okay, for Bob, can we put the same? Okay, let's make sure that we did Divisor Dust. That's the next one. This one. All right, so we matched both of them. Now that we've achieved our starting mixture, we need to each create a secret mixture using 3 of our own ingredients. So we use the shared ones first. Empty the base mixtures from each cauldron. Add 3 ingredients from Alice's private inventory into a mixture. Add 3 ingredients from Bob. Okay, that we can do. To empty, right click and just choose empty. Now let's start with Alice. We don't care which ones she puts. I'll just pick them in order. Okay, so this is Alex creating her own secret. Let's go to Bob. Do the same. Okay. Now that we each have our own secret mixture, we need to conceal our secret ingredients from Eve by mixing them with the best mixtures. Create a mixture that conceals Alice's secret ingredients. Create a mixture that conceals Bob's secret ingredients. So we need to create that. Let's go ahead and do that. So do. Here's the shared secret. Okay. Now that we each have our own accompanying public mixtures, it's time to perform the exchange. Maybe Goblin can help us with that. Give Alice's public mixer to Bob. Give Bob's public mixer to Alice. Okay. So this is Bob's public. We need to give it to Alice. Alice's public mixture to Bob. Okay, we give it to this Eve here. Bob's public. All right, so we give it to the internet. That's us publishing our public keys. We're almost there. All that's left for us is to create a shared secret mixture by blending our secret mixer with each other's public mixtures. So empty the mixer from each cauldron. Add Alice's secret and Bob's public to create this shared secret. Add Bob's secret and Alice's public to create the shared secret. So first empty it, and then add Alice's secret and Bob's public to create it. Okay. I think I get what they're doing. Let's empty that. Okay. Go to Bob's. So here's Alice's public. Add it to Bob. In Alice, here's Bob's public. Add it to Alice so that they can create a shared secret with it. So now that we did that, and then we'll take Bob's secret with Alice's public and add it there. We'll take Alice's secret with Bob's public and add it there. Add Alice's secret in there. So we've arrived at the same shared secret. We can now use encryption and decryption to exchange the recipe without anyone finding out. Use Bob's shared secret mixer in his Cauldron to encrypt his recipe. Give Alice the encrypted message using Eve. Use Alice's shared secret mixture in a Cauldron to decrypt Bob's recipe. Okay, so now we have the Bob's recipe. Okay, we added Bob's recipe to his Cauldron. Let's go to Alice. And now that we did that, let's give it to Eve. Okay, wonderful job. Now we have matching mixtures that we can only decipher. So Bob. Okay, so we gave it to Alice and we get our flag. So if this is the first time doing encryption, this will be like very confusing between the story and the key exchanges and the generation of all the keys. This will be a little bit more too much, but let's give them the flag. All right, so we are done with that task. We'll get out of there. Now, what was that all about? If you're curious and you really need to understand the technical components, here they'll actually explain all the technical details. So I encourage you to spend some time and understand how the public key exchange happens here. But in a nutshell, we are actually going to be using OpenSSL to generate the keys. So first we generate Alice's private key using OpenSSL. Then we generate Bob's private key. That's what we were doing when we were mixing things. And then, of course, once we have the keys, Alice needs a public key. Bob needs a public key. These ones are the ones that are shared with everybody. They can be even on the websites. And then once we have public keys, we need to generate a shared secret key for both using OpenSSL. That's what we did there. And then once we have a shared key, everybody needs to generate their own. We need to share things using the public internet. That's where Eve comes in place. But if someone needs to encrypt a message, they'll use OpenSSL using this syntax. And to decrypt, we use OpenSSL using this syntax. There is a room on Tryhackme that even goes in depth. But what do we need to do? Now that it's time for our hands-on challenge, Bob has encrypted the message and we can see it in this location. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start attack box. All right, so once we start the attack box, let's just go to that location that they mentioned that there is files. CD to this. Do an ls, we see that we have Alice's key, Bob's public key, and an encrypted message. So what do we need to do? Well, first they use AES 256, so it matches what they have here. We need to derive a shared secret key, then use it to decrypt the spell. Oh, that's cool. So we can use this. Let's just modify this. So first, instead of this Alice private pem, I just want alice.key. And for Bob public pem, I just want bob.public. Then we'll out shared secret.bin. So ls, now here's our shared secret.bin. So now that we have a shared secret, we have the public key for Bob and private key for Alice, we should now be able to decrypt, and because it's easier, here's how we can decrypt it. We'll modify this to just match what we have. In this case, I'll name this one spell, but it's not a recipe this time. The shared secret.bin, I think that's good. Shared _secret.bin. Okay, Okay, the encrypted file here is this one, encrypted spell.enc, and this should decrypt it. We'll get the warning, but that's fine. Here's my spell.txt, and we get our flag. So this was kind of cool. And just like that, we completed the room. So this was a very cool room where we were learning about cryptography and creating shared secrets, public keys, and how the data can flow over the network. So if you're interested, please check out this room and make sure to complete it and read all the text. There is also the cryptography rooms that will really, really teach you how to do this if this was not as clear for people. Otherwise, thanks for being here, and I hope to see you next time.